everybody. Welcome to Induced Insanity. I'm Induced Madness from Curbstop Modeling.
And I'm Pure Insanity from Headshot Modeling. Welcome to the podcast.
In case you guys didn't know, Headshot Modeling is the brother of Curbstop Modeling. It's the male version where all the guys go and post.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of guys who enjoy gaming, and we show our love for it. Unfortunately, it is it's like the stepchild you lock in the attic.
Yeah, it's like the deadest page. You guys really need to go and show them your support. That would be great. They're actually thinking about merging the two pages together into a whole huge headshot Curbstop modeling. So hopefully keep your finger crossed that will happen. But to keep that from happening, you can go and show them your support right now.
We also have a website. The owners are in the process of putting it back up. It's once it's back up, it'll be Curbstop Modeling. They're going to have game reviews. You're going to have Twitch gaming as well. You're also going to have a lot more podcasts from the both of us. So if you guys do like either our pages, be sure you're on the admins and the owners get that website back up and running, because the sooner it is, the more interactive we're going to be with the rest of you.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to start the game review, so hopefully that does happen pretty soon here. So make sure you do spam them with messages.
And we'll get to see the famous Induced Madness Rage Quit, which I'm looking forward to, personally. So,
the Rage Quit.
So the whole, for those of you who don't know the base concept, which I mean, if you're liking Induced Madness's page, I would hope you know the base concept of what Curbstop and Headshot do, and that is to take a bunch of us who are gamers. We have a great community within our modeling group. It's not your stereotypical modeling group. I mean, a lot of us are friends. We talk to each other and connect with each other. Me and Induced, for one. I mean, we've been friends for almost a year now. And everybody else in the group's really cool and chill. So, when you guys like the page, take a look at some of the independent modeling pages. Another good one's Standard Stitch Cosplay. She has amazing work, first off. Absolutely amazing work. I recommend checking her out, too. Show us some love. That's all we're asking. We're just a bunch of people who like to play games, talk about games.
It's really, we also love connecting with you guys. So don't think in any way that any of us think that we're higher above you just because we have a page. It's really, I've made friends with a lot of you guys that have liked my page and that message me. We talk a lot. So that's always really fun. That's a huge part of it too.
So yeah, I mean, Induced here does not only grace us with the modeling of Curb Stomp, but also does some semi-professional modeling on the circuit. You want to tell us what that's like?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it professional modeling because I just do runway shows and those aren't really exactly super important. But I've done a couple things for those of you who know about Kentucky Derby. But community-wise, it is very, very different than the gaming world. Definitely, I guess you guys can imagine. It's really hard to find people that have the similar interests that you can click with, because gaming is kind of a huge part of my life, not to sound cheesy here or anything, but it just really makes me click with someone and someone else shares that same interest.
Have you had any other issues with any other of the models because of your gaming interests? They're like, oh gosh, one of those girls, and then do the dramatic snap and hair flip.
No, well, maybe not out loud. Maybe in their heads.
Or behind your back.
But I had this one girl, she was she asked me, she goes, oh, what are some of your interests? And I was like, oh, I like gaming. She goes, I do too. So I got all excited because, she was the first girl that I met within the industry that had the same love of gaming that I did. And so immediately I started talking about BioShock Infinite because it was just coming out at the time. And I started going on this rant about it, and I was like, oh, are you excited for it? And she goes, actually, I only play Call of Duty.
Ooh.
And yeah,
mood killer. Not to diss any of you Call of Duty fans, but ooh.
I was like, oh. I mean, not to put down Call of Duty or anything. I love myself some zombie mode here and there, but I'm not a huge fan of the storyline.
Yeah, they run a little bit dry after a while, and that's the unfortunate part of it. So another great part about Headshot and Curve Stomp is the cosplaying. Um, Cosplaying is a lot of fun. I mean, we get to dress up as our favorite characters and just dive right into it and really immerse ourselves in that world. What about you? What are you looking forward to in this Induced?
Well, I'm really excited for. I'm trying to put together a Lara Croft cosplay. I asked some of you all your thoughts on, cosplaying Lara Croft, and most of you seem like really, really excited and up to see me do that and think I can pull it off. So, with that support, I think I'm going to run with it.
So, how are you looking to portray Lara Croft through your cosplay?
Well, I kind of plan on, instead of making her the clean-cut character, like right before she went to the dragon's throat, I thought making her, like, wore out and, like, all bloody and dirty from all of the adventuring that she's been doing. I like fake blood, so I thought it'd be cool to just, portray her in a different way than a lot of people do.
That's gonna look awesome when it's done too. I mean, plus, how many times do you see a Korean Lara Croft?
That's true, yeah. But, I thought Lara Croft was Oriental the first time I saw her. I was like, a lot of Asian countries, when they speak English, they have a more of a English accent kind of going on there. So I was like, what? They kind of overdid it, but I looked it up, and apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, she's a Brit. She is a Brit. So,
I did not know that.
Is there anybody else you were looking to do other than Lara Croft, or is that really like your who you want to target?
That's my main thing right now, because I haven't been really seriously into any cosplay, but in the past I've done Scout, and I might do it again. I'm also thinking about female, like, Green Arrow.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And also, Pure Insanity and I here are thinking about having a crossover photo shoot, possibly cosplay.
Which will be epic, so keep an eye out for that. But don't nag us about it. It's still in the works. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, yeah. The nice thing about cosplaying is it opens up a whole different perspective of gaming. I mean, you all of a sudden you're a kid in a candy shop, like, oh, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Well, maybe not that one, but I'll do that one. And it's an interesting field. It's very enjoyable.
So tell us what you are working on currently right now.
I am currently working on Deathstroke costume. I'm working on for the past year, which actually, to follow up, which would be awesome for if you did female Green Arrow based off the show. Mm-hmm. Those two would go together nicely. Hint, hint. Maybe a little bit of an Easter egg there, guys. Keep your ear to the ground. But yeah, I've been working on a Deathstroke costume for the past year. All-time favorite character in DC.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know who Deathstroke is, he is based on this character Slade from Teen Titans is based off of him.
But he's not as evil as him, guys. He doesn't have dark magical powers, though he cannot die unless you decapitate him. Those of you who are Deadpool fans, also, Deadpool is based off the original design of Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. So, I mean, also the name alone, Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson. I mean, you can kind of put two and two together. But yeah, he's been a huge undertaking I've been working on. I have a prototype mask and some prototype armor I'm working on, and I'm just now starting my final armor for Chicago Comic-Con this year. It's gonna be out of aluminum, and it's actually gonna be have a microphone and speaker in it, so I can talk through the mask. It's gonna be all armor, like plate armor made out of aluminum to give it that realistic look, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I've seen his prototype version, and it looks awesome, so I personally am very excited to see what he has upcoming next for Deathstroke.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah.
It's been a little long. But yeah, I mean, the cosplay, I mean, it also teaches you a lot of patience, in all honesty. Like, I've messed up so many times, I've thrown out so many masks. I finally got my prototype one done, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to go with. But now the new one I'm going with is a completely different design. So it changes and fluctuates. So we'll see how it turns out. I'll be posting pictures up of it as soon as it's done. It'll be on my my Pure Insanity page. So
Which is in the I will link it in the description above.
it's 6 likes and going strong. We got this. Hopefully you guys can help me take over the world. We'll see. It's my top priority right now. So the more I have to my legions, the more likely we will succeed. So we'll see, guys. We'll see.
Forward onto glory.
Right? Exactly. Let's keep pushing it through. So I don't know. What's your take as looking at on the outside of the whole cosplaying industry? You know, looking at like you got your famous cosplayers out there. What's your take on that? Like people who do this professionally, like.
I think it's really neat, you know, kind of like how people do special effects makeup and all that. I think it's a really cool way. Like it's kind of like an art medium, you know. People really take it to extreme levels to where it's just absolutely breathtaking. You know, it brings a character that you've seen through the television screen and read about your whole childhood, and then all of a sudden, like someone recreated them in the real world, if you will.
Well, I mean, it is the real world. That's the cool thing, too. I really like when you get those cosplayers who really dive into their character.
Mm-hmm. Like, and it's like, it makes you connect even more with that character because you know, like, hey, I dressed up as them. I was them for a day or more, or when my parents aren't home. Yeah, I mean, we all do it. We all do it. Yeah, don't lie.
I see you. That's the cool thing about it. That's what it's always been interesting about the whole cosplay industry. So you said you were thinking about doing a scout one again?
Yeah, I thought about redoing it into something better because it's like I didn't really think about it doing a scout cosplay. It was actually a last minute kind of thing. I actually have things that fit pretty well to him, but they aren't like exact. I just had things in my closet because it was actually really hot on Halloween night, and I was gonna wear my like a Korean dress that I bought, but I was like, screw that.
Oh, Indiana problems. Halloween, yeah. It's like negative 40 degrees here, and everyone's freezing to death.
Oh my gosh! But yeah. Sorry, what was I gonna say? But yeah, soon I'll recreate that Scout cosplay. That'll be even better. One of my first few posts was on my Induced Madness page was the Scout cosplay.
Nice.
Well, and I was pretty young. I was pretty young then too, because I was trick or treating still, but I was in high school. Don't judge. Free candy is not for only young people. So you can check that out. I'm not that
hardcore judged over here. Hardcore judged over here. Nah, I'm pretty sure your fans are excited to see a comeback of that. I mean, there's probably a lot of Team Fortress 2 players, so.
Yeah. By the way, speaking about Team Fortress 2, was there ever a Team Fortress 1?
Yes, there was.
There was?
Yeah, back in the day.
Huh.
Good old Valve, never making a third game.
Valve can't count to 3.
They can't. No, well, Gabe can't. Everyone else can. So, we're going to change gears here, and we're going to start talking about a game near and dear to mine and Induced's heart. It's Mass Effect.
The Mass Effect.
One of the like you ever had, it's the Pandora's box of feels if you haven't played it. Like, be prepared to cry through the entire series, and then when you're done, you're gonna turn it off and then cry again, because the series is over. And then
play it again and cry all over again.
It's a never-ending cycle. Yeah, it's like the Reaper cycle. It's never-ending. So, Mass Effect gave us a little bit of a surprise this year. BioWare came to the table at E3 with the series itself. Mass Effect 4 announced. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I really wish that they gave us more on that, because it was all basically screenshots, and then the developers talking about the basically just like the new galaxy map and all that, and not to mention the picture of the Normandy, which you're conspirating about that, aren't you, Insanity?
I am conspirating about that. I mean, my name's not Pure Insanity it's Pure Insanity for a reason. I think BioWare's toying with us. my mind, it's hard to take a not. I don't even want to say like a character because Shepard's not a character. It's hard to take an icon like Shepard, take him out of a game that people became so attached to Shepard because they are Shepard. He's not a character. He's you. Um,
He or she.
he or she, yeah. Take them out of the game and give you a whole new immersive world and expect the exact, not the exact same, oh yeah, the exact same results pretty much. I mean, BioWare does this thing with a game where they just make the most epic storytelling you can do in a video game, and they know exactly how to tug at your heartstrings. Like, let's be 100% honest, you're never going to find a more loyal group than your friends in Mass Effect. It ain't going to
Yeah,
happen.
definitely not. You connected to them on a very personal level. It was like the whole development of them, and they stuck through you through the whole series. It wasn't like, oh, one game you have this crew, then another game you have that one. But no, you actually create a friendship with these through your decisions and through your personal self.
And that's the nice thing about Mass Effect. So my whole thing is BioWare's been lying to us this entire time, and Shepard's in the game. Now, the reason I say this, all right, yeah, oh, but pure insanity, there's a Crash Normandy in the background. Big whoop. I don't care. It's to throw us off. It's all a lie. Nothing's true. Everything is permitted. So I would say they've been lying to us this entire time. Shepard's really going to be in it. Everyone, I bet you everyone would be extremely happy with that. No one, I haven't heard one single person say, oh man, they're going to have Shepard in the next game. Everyone's said it in disbelief. Like, why would you do that? My other reasoning is the voice actress for Mass Effect. She just posted up a picture of on her Facebook of can't wait to get back to work, and it was or I don't remember the exact tweet, so don't quote me, people. But she had a picture which looked like the corner of a Mass Effect logo. So unless they're paying her a lot of money to make a small cameo, I have to believe Shepard might be playing a role in the new series. Fingers crossed, because I mean, again, you can't replace a pivotal icon as such as him.
Mm-hmm. Or her.
Or
Like,
her.
it's like, I don't know. It's Mass Effect is a whole entire different game for me because, yeah, I do have my favorites like Bioshock, but I mean, Mass Effect doesn't even rank on the same scale. It's its own entity because of the massive character development and connection with it.
Oh yeah, it's second to none. Yeah, I don't even think you can compare a game to Mass Effect.
And the thing I'm worried about is like, how is BioWare going to top an enemy like the Reapers?
I mean, like, yeah, giant cuttlefish coming to destroy mankind. I mean, unless the Reapers have Reapers, like giant zebras or something, like, I don't see anything coming out of it. I really don't. I mean, unless they do like the Reapers again, but during the Prothean Wars, like a prequel. Granted, there was N7 armor in the trailers and stuff, but again, I'll say it again, nothing's true, everything's permitted.
You know, like this whole game is a huge question mark, and BioWare's done a absolutely, I don't know what to call it, like a terrible thing or a good thing that they kept it such under wraps. I'm so curious and excited for this.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they killed anybody who talked about the game, because
Yeah.
there's like E3, like, here's 8 screenshots and a little bit of talk from the developers, and then that was it. Like, over the past 2 years, how do you keep such a massive project like the Mass Effect series under wraps like that? You just can't. Like, I mean, look at Call of Duty. We knew about the new Call of Duty the day Black Ops 2 came out. Like, oh, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is coming. Like, come on. And then again, it's almost it's gonna happen for Call of Duty either way. It's a never ending cycle, but we'll talk about that another time. So, with Mass Effect 4, I mean, what are you expecting out of it? I mean, what's your huge, not huge question mark, but what's your huge expectation you want to see out of this one?
Well, I couldn't get really much out of what they gave us, but the thing that really kind of made me double take at the trailer was how they mentioned open world planets. Like, each planet is just an open scape where you can just explore. Because I don't know about you guys, but in Skyrim, like, I think pretty much this says for everybody, actually, you just like to explore.
Right.
Just everywhere.
Yeah. Now, when you say open world planets, are you worried it's going to be like Mass Effect 1 where it was like, oh, here's a barren planet you can drive across and here's like 2 space stations on it. Like, have fun.
No, like they're saying that they're putting things on it. Like the trailer showed that they were putting structures on it that you could explore by yourself. I'm really hoping that this is kind of like, I kind of think of Tomb Raider where you have like tombs on the side that you can go and explore or whatever, but this one on a more open world, larger scale.
Okay. So you got some high, I mean, we all have high hopes for this game, but what's your main worry? Your biggest worry of the series?
My biggest worry is when they say all new characters to fall in love with. I don't know. I'll be kind of biased to be like, oh, I don't really like them because I like this one better. I'll start comparing them to my old crew.
Now, let's be honest. You're gonna be like, you're not Garrus. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like, I can't love you. I'm sorry.
You're not allowed to have my alien space babies.
It's true though.
Yeah, Garrus is the only one for Induced Madness, guys. Sorry.
He's like, out my heart.
The only video game character to capture a woman's heart.
Maybe not the only, but a large one.
A large portion.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll be seeing Mass Effect within the next year. I mean, it all depends on what BioWare has in store. I mean, they got Dragon Age Inquisition coming out in August, so I know that's a big one for them to end the Dragon Age series off, which if you guys haven't played that, I recommend giving that a try. Inquisition is looking fantastic. It's going to be a great end of the series, I think. Dragon Age, though, it's not like Mass Effect where, you know, Mass Effect, like, the end is coming and it's inevitable and you're about to, like, cry because it's the last game in the series. And then you see Dragon Age where it's kind of like, you know, it's a good game series, but it does need to come to an end, otherwise it gets repetitive. That being said, off of only 2 games, I guess we'll have to see how the third one plays out. What do you think?
I haven't played much of Dragon Age. I played just a little bit of it, like at friends' house and stuff, and that was quite a while ago. So I think I'm gonna jump right into the series now that the third one is coming out because I am very curious. So hopefully I'll jump into that and join you all in your anticipation.
Good, because the anticipation is well worth the wait.
Indeed it is.
Indeed.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to Induced Insanity. I'm Induced Madness.
I'm Pure Insanity. And you stay classy, gamers. Every year, thousands of mics are left abandoned on the sidewalks and the streets of our cities.
Only you can prevent mic abuse.
Don't be a dyke.
Get a mic.